In the grand tapestry of human history, few objects hold as much power as a map. It's more than just ink on parchment. It's a snapshot of our understanding, a key to the unknown, and a blueprint for the future. For centuries, the world as we knew it was a patchwork of myths, legends, and vast uncharted territories. The edges of our maps simply read, "Here be dragons." But in the year 1507, a single document would emerge that would forever alter our perception of the planet, a map that would redraw the very boundaries of reality. This is the story of the Waldseemüller map, the first chart to bear the name America. Before this revolutionary creation, the lands Columbus and his contemporaries had stumbled upon were considered little more than an extension of Asia, a so-called New World, but not a separate continent. The prevailing worldview was still deeply rooted in the Ptolemaic model, a vision of the world that had dominated cartography for over 1,300 years. It was a world with three known continents, Europe, Asia, and Africa, all contained within a single hemisphere and surrounded by a vast singular ocean. This was the world that explorers set out to navigate, a world full of promise but fundamentally incomplete. Then came two cartographers, Martin Waldseemüller and Matthias Ringman, working from a small academy in the mountains of northeastern France. They were not explorers themselves, but scholars, driven by the intellectual fervor of the Renaissance. They were poring over newly available data, including letters from the Florentine navigator Amerigo Vespucci. Vespucci's detailed accounts of his voyages along the South American coast argued compellingly that this landmass was not part of Asia, but something entirely new, a fourth part of the world. This revelation was monumental. Waldseemüller and Ringman faced a daunting task: to create a new map that reflected this radical new geography. Using the latest printing technology, they embarked on an ambitious project. Their 1507 world map, titled Universalis Cosmographia, was a masterpiece of its time. It was a sprawling work printed on 12 separate woodcut sheets that, when assembled, created a stunning wall-sized view of the entire globe. For the first time, it depicted the Americas as a distinct landmass, separated from Asia by a vast body of water, the Pacific Ocean. And then, they made a decision that would echo through history. In honor of the man whose letters had inspired this new vision, they inscribed a name onto the southern continent. In a small, almost unassuming script, they labeled it America. It was a tribute to Amerigo Vespucci, but it became the christening of two continents. The name stuck. It was copied by other cartographers, reprinted in atlases, and eventually entered the global consciousness. The world now had a new name on its face. The impact of the Waldseemüller map was immediate and profound. It shattered the old Ptolemaic worldview and ushered in a new era of exploration and understanding. It provided a conceptual framework for explorers, monarchs, and merchants, giving them a visual guide to a world that was suddenly much larger and more complex than anyone had imagined. This wasn't just a new map. It was a new reality. It fueled the age of discovery, drove colonial ambitions, and laid the cartographic foundation for the modern world we live in today. From a small workshop in the French mountains, a new world was born on paper, a testament to the power of knowledge, curiosity, and a single revolutionary idea. The Waldseemüller map remains a silent witness to that moment, a document that didn't just show the world, but forever changed it. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this journey into history, please like, subscribe, and follow for more stories hidden within the maps of our past.